Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator, hell, huh? Hi, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. So, guys, by the way, I cut my own hair. Not that you asked. I'm just seeing here that I have to cut it. I just want, by the way, if you ever, my tips for cutting your own hair, you could separate it, put little elastic band and clip like this. But you see, it's not perfect. It only works if you have like curlyish hair because it's not precise. Okay. But I'm seeing this. Oh, by the way, today I'm saying this because today I've recorded a get ready with me video. And if you're interested, what I do is I put it at the very end. Okay, so you don't have to sit through because it'll be very confusing. I'm already kind of confusing sometimes if I'm putting on makeup. Right. I can't do the all the stuff that we discussing. Okay. All right, so you can skip to the, I'm gonna mark the beginning of the video, like the other part, okay? Let's see here, actually. Okay. So, all right, so I know there's that, it's because there's something supposed to hang there and I have to hang it. And so, anyway, next time. So, let's focus. I like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle, I step into it, I feel protected, I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay. So, so, so let's get started. Now, today, guys, today, happy Easter. I hope you had a good Easter morning. I got myself some chocolates, but I haven't had a chance to eat them quite yet. But let's get started. Okay, so I put on my glasses, I fix my hair a little. So I wanted to talk to you today about Kamala, actually. And so today, this morning, I received a message from Kathy Beale. Kathy Beale is one of the dynamic duo at the Cosmic Owl channel, astrology channel. Kathy Beale also has her own channel, I think Professional Aquarian. Okay, that's you can also subscribe to her videos without Louise on her own channel. Louise is also wonderful. But sometimes Kathy does send me messages. I always appreciate her messages. And today she sent something about Kamala, and I wanted to share with you. Okay. Okay. So I think it's okay if I share. Let me share. Okay, one sec. Okay, so I want to talk about Kamala and okay, so here is Kathy's message, and I'll just read it because it's relevant to everything she's saying here. And as you guys know, I'm not an astrologer at all. So just sharing because it is interesting to me as well. So, hi Rosie, so many readers have gone dark or sour on Kamala. I've been forecasting persistently that spring 2025 is Kamala's time and she's emerging on cue. It's part of the progression of spiritual warriors emerging with Neptune now in Aries. March 30th, Neptune moved into Aries. Cory Booker talked for 25 hours. April 16th, Mercury communication moved into Aries and met Neptune on the 17th. And Letitia James gave a firebrand talk. April 30th moves into Aries, and then when she meets Neptune, my mind is on Lotus. So, so that's her message. And so I'm going to share the article that she uh that she shared here. One sec. So Kamala Harris returns with a war chest and a smile. Kamala Harris is preparing to return to national political stage in a significant way, breaking her post-election silence with a major Democratic National Committee fundraiser scheduled for early May. Kamala Harris is preparing to return to the national political stage in a significant way. Then it gave the dates here, 25,000 a ticket. The May 6th fundraiser, billed by insiders as a pivotal moment in Harris' political reentry, will take place in New York City and include a high dollar discussion between Harris and Ken Martin, the chair of the DNC. Okay. So I don't want to, because I don't know that website, but it was popping out a lot of things, so I just closed it. But it's legit. Okay. And I was thinking it's quite interesting that she returns at this time, and in a way, what I thought immediately was that it's her return. Does it make sense? Even though she is not yet at the place where we saw her, which is the presidency, she is back, essentially. So I thought that was quite interesting. And so let's talk about it. Okay. And I have questions. I have questions about it's interesting that she do we even know what she's fundraising for, right? It's uninteresting. I find. So okay, so tell me about Kamala Harris. What is going on with her? What is she feeling? What is she thinking? So I see her sitting somewhere overlooking the sea and thinking by herself. She's thinking, oh, she sees the ships far, and she says, "Oh, my ship is here. My ships are coming." And she remembers that right after the election, she thought, "Oh, this idea that the expression the ships have sailed," but no, she sees that they have not sailed. That it was her rightful place, and she's not going to coil. She's not going to recoil. I'm sorry, right? And just that's not her in her nature. So she's back. And she also senses a weakness. And it is so interesting, guys. Her personality and her inner self is so different from the mood that we're in. The whole thing of fear and the ridiculousness of Trump. So she's making herself visible because it's as if she knows that she's prepared. And you know that expression, luck is preparation meets opportunity, but it's not like she doesn't, in a way, she doesn't need quote unquote luck because she already won, right? Technically, we believe that very much. So the election was a sham. I mean, right? Like it's just so crazy when we think about it. And she knows it, and it's like, but it's so Kamala, how are you going to fight for? No, I'm here, so I'm seen, and I'm ready. When the ship comes, I will board it. So she's making herself visible. That's right. And she tells me, Rosie, I know my time is coming very soon. I just know it. I'm reemerging. That's what's happening. So Kamala, are you preparing for uh another job, or are you confident about being the president? Rosie, I know I am the president. They stole the election. They changed the numbers, but we have the numbers. Do you have the numbers, Kamala? I know we do. I don't know that she has with herself, but okay, so just pause 1 second. Spirit, I don't understand. How is it even, it's honestly for me, it's like how is it even possible that she won? Okay. She won. And this whole BS wouldn't have happened if she had just taken the position that she was elected for. Okay. What the hell is going on here? What the hell's going on here? Come on, tell me what's going on. No, I see that she has the sun behind her. She is like this, the sun card from tarot, kind of like she's in the middle of it. It's like she's protected by the sun. I have the force of life. I have everything on my side. I have experience. I have donors and supporters. Okay. Kamala, how do you feel like what is the situation that was going to put you back in power from where you stand right now? What do you see? I see this wobbly government that's working with Russia. They don't have a leg to stand on. I have to show the American people that I am ready, even if just to show them that I am around. Because I feel like she has this inkling that things are going to change quickly. And then I see the NATO, I see. So, Kamala, what about Biden? I felt like you guys were going to come back and you didn't happen before he took. It was very, that was one of the options, but they just felt like they didn't have total support. And I don't know. I don't quite understand, to be honest. It's like she's like, we couldn't have done it all by ourselves. We needed the courts. I feel like they felt like they needed more. Uh, but Biden put some things into place that will make it easier to remove him. And she shows me, how I forgot exactly, guys. You know how there were these moments when, um, like there was these executive orders that Biden put into place that if there was no nominee for specific positions, that he changed a few things in the sense. So, okay. And I see showing me Trump walking in a very wobbly manner, in a very wobbly stage, haphazardly, because he knows that's not his job. Okay. It's not it's a coup and he's very ill equipped for this. But Kamala, what is going to happen next? In Spirit, tell me what's going to happen here. With Kamala is preparing, warming up, feeling like her energy is full again after this period of like recharging, I guess. She's telling her husband, I'm not giving up. It's my it's my turn. They stole it. I believe it. They stole it from us. So so then what happens now? Show me Trump and her. Show me the progression of Trump and her progression. So today is April 20th. Trump is dizzy and there's some things his mind is not doing so great. Strong. Okay. May. No, no, no. So when I progressed further, Trump is very barely there on May 20th. All this stuff has come out. And I see again the military have about, if it hasn't, it will move quickly. And by June, no. I see by the fall, August, I see, I mean, I don't think that Kamala would take power if and when Trump leaves immediately. But okay, Spirit, I have a question. This is the part that I don't understand. We seem to all agree that this election has been stolen. And the other day, we got even have a whistleblower that saw how Doge is sharing data with Russia because Russians are trying to access all these systems. So is that not a saying the NSA has it? Wow. Okay. Um, okay, so yes, they can share. They can come out, yes. Wow. So it's saying we're close to this happening. And okay, so then the rosate is happening. Spirit is saying, no, it is happening. You don't quite know the words for it, you know, the way or the exact means, but it's going to happen. Uh, so so tell me, how does Kamala go from what she's doing today to becoming president, to being taking her place as president? First, the removal, the abdication. clarification about what happened and the 3 days of darkness, right? When things kind of shut down in a way, I think. But for not for the bad, for the good, okay. In the sense that it's kind of like 9/11 in a way. Because guys, this was, right? Can you believe it? And it's saying we are oh, it's interesting. I have an appointment with someone who works for the girl. I saw she made an appointment again. We're gonna talk. And it remember that in this vision that I had about the federal government, somebody who works in the federal government. Um, like I was gonna say, I saw the moon changing, and then the truth comes out, the stuff is exposed. So so after that, then the change happens. But it's saying it's saying Kamala may not know of it quite yet. We're not tapping onto her until this thing goes down. She knows he's not a legitimate president. The NSA knows. I still, say no, the words, don't overthink it. Just trust the vision. Don't think of the how. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So, wow. Okay. So, and it shows me again that the world has to see what's happening. The has to lift, and we have to understand collectively and worldwide what really happened here. And then things will go back to the place where they should have been on before. Uh, and then I asked, it tells me it will be a tumultuous summer, but for the first half of it, the second half will be things will be falling into place. Wow, I hope so. I mean, guys, in all honesty, it's so intense what we live these days, right? That it feels like it's been 5 years, but it's been 3 months. So I'm going to say no words. Take a breather. We were invaded by these people that didn't really win the election fairly. And it's going to happen. It's going to come out. So, okay. So it shows me these steps like 1, 2, 3, like a podium. Like the first step is she's stepping out now, which is happening. The second step is the exposure of Trump and the removal. Then there's this transitional situation of the government, and then she takes place. It's essentially the four, like 1, 3. Is it the 4 steps? Is that right? So then when she gets to the top, it's when this shit takes place. All these 3 things have been accomplished. He leaves, and then the transition. There's order. Like in a way, she comes. Of course, she's gonna have to fix a lot of what he has done, but it's she's not gonna come right as it happens. It's just a little bit after. Okay. So there is some sort of transitional government, I guess. So, right? Does this make sense? Sorry, guys. I know it's because it seems very abstract and kind of lose what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. So, but that's it. So, does this mean, so in other words, what Kathy's saying here that Kamala is coming back, does it mean that this is the beginning of her real comeback and her being returned to her place as president, as rightful place? You're saying yes. Yes. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, okay, but interesting. Okay. So this is cool. This part's cool. Okay. All right. So interesting, interesting. All right. Okay, so here we have Trump administration goes after New York AG who won civil fraud trial against the president. So this is something else that Kathy mentioned. So let's see what's going on. I love it. As you know, one time I got 2 hugs from her. I really like her so much. So what's going on with AG James? Because this is clearly a revenge, right? Retribution. and she made a speech that said she's not afraid, right? This is obviously retribution. So what is going on here with AG James? And I see that she I don't know, she's praying, and she knows that she works for God, and that the devil has a lot of just a lot of guises. And this is the time when she just has to stand up and speak the truth, because she knows they're attacking her. They're trying to find something to discredit her because she got Trump, rightfully so. So what happened is next with her? What's going on with her? I see she raises hands with Kamala, that she goes to Kamala's inauguration, and Trump's seething that he goes, I don't think he goes to prison, but he's incarcerated somehow. So I don't think in a regular prison, but he is. And he sees that she's on TV celebrating the justice. So it's saying, in a way, I feel like she thinks it's expected that he would do something like this, but I don't think she's in danger at all, and I don't think he stays very long. And I also think that Pam Bondi is like, maybe not. I don't want to go there. She knows that there's not much that she can do. I think like Trump has directed Pam Bondi to go after her, but I don't think they know they're on very shoddy ground, and that I see that Pam Bondi's like, oh no, 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 that she knows that she shouldn't touch H. James, and she puts herself in danger when she does, and that it's saying she's in the crosshairs of the Trump's people because she knows the truth about Trump's lies, and that really bothers them. So that's a story here. Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. I see that she again, like, when people go on a stage and they put their hands together like this, like, yeah, like they lift each other's hand and they're happy that it has all worked out. And she congratulates Kamala. Like, congratulations. Our time, like, justice is, it's not just, remember how Kamala said justice is coming, justice is here. Okay, so it's saying soon enough, Rosie. I'm getting soon enough. Okay, sorry. So, all right. So, okay. So, all right. Okay. So what? Okay. So I have a question, Spirit, about this whole thing. So still, we're in the middle of T-Run still around. How do we handle the situation that he's still here? Keep your eyes on the prize and disregard the developments of his administration. Of course, he's vampirizing our energy. He needs our attention, our fear, but we're focus on the successful protests. And people are coming together. These protests have been really wonderful, and people are really coming together, and we're preparing for what's coming next, which is really wonderful. Okay, that's what I'm getting. All right. So just one last thing. Okay, so powerful scenes from this weekend's anti-Trump protests reveal resistance in action. Thousands rallied across the country in the second mass coordinated protest this month. Here's what it looked like on the ground. So, okay, let's see here. Okay, San Francisco, Oregon, Washington, D.C. There was a huge protest in New York. Dump truck. So it feels very like honestly, it feels that the country is very united, right? So tell me more. So that's right. Wow, guys, I see this beautiful image of the protest, but then everybody holding hands together from all over, like as if the country's holding hands together. And then once we're united, now that we're united, Kamala comes on top of the cherry on top, right? So Wow, okay. Interesting. So I have a question, Spirit. I know that people are going to say, well, but it's not happening right now. He's still in power. So what do I say here? What do we say? No, keep this is a time to have faith and to speak out your values loud. So say to yourself, Kamala is the rightful president. She's rightfully taking power. You make because it's you have to see it also as possible because it is, right? Because it's an anomaly. Say it's an anomaly. This guy stole he doesn't belong in the presidency. He stole the position. And it's a matter of things being restored to the rightful winner. And the rightful winner we know is Kamala. So, okay, so that's the message. And it's a rebirth. That's right. It goes with Easter also because it's the rebirth of the democracy. Now it's the rebirth of Kamala's position, right? So interesting. So that's it. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go. I just want to share this. Okay. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Bye. So guys, I started doing this and I forgot to record so part of it. So I had to like just redo it. I cleaned my makeup. But I'm doing this um because I remember I've been meaning to share this, getting ready. So I'm getting ready to make a video and I'm just gonna show you what I use. So this is a Elfie Power Grip Primer. You put that on 30, wait about 30 seconds, and then we'll get started, okay? Um, so I'm gonna do something that I feel like it's just a quick, as far as foundation look is concerned, okay? And I'm just gonna use this. So this is a Milani foundation that I concealing. Now I don't necessarily recommend this foundation because it's kind of thick. So it works if you have oily skin, or I don't even know. Is that right? I think this is, I just, you know what? It's very thick, I feel like. So it just has a lot of like viscosity, very thick. But if you're making a video, it doesn't matter so much because, right, it's not for the day-to-day, but I think it's just super thick. But I'm just using it to show you just how to use one simple foundation. Now, before I do that, I want to show you that I put this thing, it's a color corrector called Pro Fix Stick by NYX. This color is called Dark Peach. And what it does is that it fixes the discoloration, okay? And I've tried so many products, right? So many different colors. I have different types. This is not a concealer, just a color corrector. And maybe you've noticed how already, you see, it evens out the color and it removes the whatever blue or green, whatever that was. That's it, right? So that's simple. And then we're gonna go with this little bit of, I'm gonna use my finger, okay, like this. You see how thick it is, okay? Okay, like this. It is very, I'm just gonna use my hand, okay? Because again, we're doing the fast version today. And I don't wanna like, I could maybe technically look into topics, but I get so distracted, right? That it would not it'd be too much. But this is like maybe a good foundation when it's colder, maybe. Okay. You can see I would still need something a little bit lighter, I think, but let's leave it like this for now. Now, okay, I wanted to show you so I think there's essentially two different methods to use. I'm going to use a contour. I wouldn't call it necessarily contour slash bronzing stick. And normally I use foundation for this also because it's so concentrated. But I think for beginners and for day-to-day wear, you're better off using, this is a product I really recommend. It's my physician's formula called Butter Glow, something like that. So it's really, it's like relatively inexpensive, but nowadays makeup is so expensive. I don't know, it's crazy. So you do this. Now, I want to show you my geometry thing. I don't use a ruler when I do my makeup, but just to show you. So the thing that I find that is most important is that you use like you find your cheekbone, right? You kind of like go to the side of it and you find the tip of your nose and you make sure that the makeup never goes below it. It has to go up. I mean, it's not a strict rule, but you have to kind of like do it like this. So you see that it can go, you have to kind of go from the, like if you think of the direction below, like the top of your ear, even this, right? But it's like it's kind of like is a rough estimate. And then you have to think of everything lifting, that everything that you put on is going to lift. So whenever you go on in a specific direction, does it lift? And you think of like where the end of the eyebrow meets the end of the eye. And that also is a good like indicator. This is all kind of like this undertone situation. Okay. Okay. And then now this is just the bronzing part. They have this pink part. I use it, I used to think that I shouldn't have any like anything below. But I think, like I said, the rule here is that it has to lift and it has to go up, never below the tip of the nose, okay? Or below here where the nose ends. Okay, so, and guys, I don't do nose contour. I don't know how to do nose contour. It's too complicated for me. I'm kind of messy or whatever. So, but you see that the way my style is that I just put like a layer stuff, okay? So now that we have put the stuff on, we just use a brush that I had already, I have like, this is the also e.l.f. setting spray. You don't have to use necessarily a wet brush, but I'm using it just because it makes it easier to blend. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Circular motion, but then always never go down, just always go up. Okay, from that line. Okay, so we see here. Okay, make sure. Okay, so it looks very natural. On top, on your forehead, you can like be more kind of a, okay, that's it. Okay, so, okay, so we kind of have, oh, what is that? Sort of like a rough thing. Okay. All right, now I'm going to show you something else that I do now. You can use a concealer. This is e.l.f. Deep Chestnut, or a foundation. I use this is Kristen Dior foundation stick 6N here. Okay, and this is obviously it's very concentrated, different from the other stuff. You put a tiny bit on it. Look how concentrated it is. So it is like in a way like painting in the sense that you kind of like layering it over, right? To create like watercolor more than oil paint, right? So you see it's all very fine. But it's so concentrated, the color is so concentrated that it immediately warms you up. Now again, this is more if you layer foundation, I recommend that you or concealer. Concealer works just as well, okay? And I do think because this is a thing, this is a trick about makeup in general. See, I even violated my own rules here because I'm below the nose. But you see, you should just aim for it. But anyway, one of the rules here is that um, oh, so the thing about makeup is that a lot of times there's like really trendy brands that I would just say one that was what's it called? There's some trendy brands that are very diluted, so sometimes you're better off getting something thick that has a lot of color, but it's going to last a really long time. You could see the difference between that bronzing stick that is there just isn't as much pigment. So also as you get older, you want to have as little product as possible on your skin so you look natural, and not like cakey, right? So sometimes that's why it's recommended to get something like foundation as opposed to like an actual bronzing stick. Okay. So all right. But you see it's all wet. You want to set it? Okay. And it's a very long, complicated story. I'm not so great at the powder situation. I want to show I was looking for this, and this is the problem, guys. This is the mistake I make. Oh, where did I put it? I make this mistake a lot. Like I pause and then I'm gonna record this. So this is something I got from Amazon. This is like the cheapest version thing. This is something pink, it's called. This is a blurring powder. Okay. And what it does is it stops the shine. and it's finished as a makeup. Like I know people do baking and everything, but again, you have to be really careful. So this is pressed powder, and that you just kind of like little just, but you could see it will pick up so much like so. You can find different colors. I use the pink because I just like it, I guess, but you could be other things. Now, this is also this one I got the other week by Huda Beauty, and this is also I like the pink one. You can use they have like the banana color, they have the skin color ones. Okay, so this is a bit more expensive, and I'm really bad at like powder because I make a mess, as you could probably make. Probably some. Now the thing about Huda Beauty that I like, it's like I've never. It's like a net. It's really interesting. So it's like it catches because it's like since I'm so messy by nature, it's good that they have this mechanism that makes it hard for you to spill. Okay, so it's really hard to spill, so therefore it's good for me. But you can see the difference that it makes once you put the powder on, then you can actually see the color, right? You see, like that's the actual color, that's what you look like, blah, 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 right? And now you have something going. And what I like about it, you have to be careful not to put too much powder because otherwise you look wrinkly, because of like it will get into the fine lines. But as far as you're making a video, it cuts the shine. It's good. Okay. So now let's go to I still get a feeling, but I'm not gonna do anything now. I still got a feeling that's a bit pale, but I'm gonna do this in a little bit later. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to use now I have to find the oh, I found it. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I normally don't use it, but I'll use it, guys, just to show you. It does make a bit of difference, to be honest with you. I told you the other day I wore it. I should have put it on earlier, but it's fine. I'm just gonna put it on now. Okay. It's very thin and it just glides on, and that's fine. Now, so people ask me about the eye makeup. So this is actually really quite easy nowadays. So I'm gonna use a L'Oreal. First, I'm gonna use this L'Oreal. Yeah, let's start with this. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this L'Oreal stick. I don't know the color it's called. What is it called? I don't know. It's just a brown color. Brown Abyss, it's called. So you're gonna go in very like messy, okay? In the middle. Okay. And then you're gonna find a pencil just to blend. This is actually not, it's not the perfect pencil for this, but I'm just gonna use this pencil to kind of like, you just tap it and then you kind of like, and guys, I know I'm kind of doing it wrong really because usually with eye makeup, you're supposed to layer the lighter tones first and then build. But since I do this all the time. So then when you get to the crease, and I have somewhat hooded eyes, okay, you kind of like just buff it out here to this point, only here, okay? So you kind of create this directional thing here, okay? And again, guys, you see that I'm using a lot of cream products that makes everything easier. This is not the right brush, but whatever. So it's the beginning. So now I'm gonna get, this is e.l.f. brown pencil. Okay, so then this one, you're gonna go right on the line, okay? And you're just gonna extend it like this. But again, messy, right? And if you want, you could do like the waterline just for drama effect, okay? And we're gonna fix it, okay? Just gonna be like that. Okay, it's not, it's obviously not done. I'm gonna find here. It's a, guys, it's a little messy, but I'm just being real, okay? I'm not being like tutorial that you see what everybody has it perfect. So I'm using just a brush here to kind of blend it, the lower line. And the thing is, as you get older again, the important thing is that things are like soft lines, not hard lines. Okay. and you push it, just push it. And we're gonna, it's a little like smudgy. We can fix it later. Okay. Then, and this is this idea again, guys, of the buildup. You're building, building, building. I'm gonna find here one of the eyeshadows. Here's the book. Okay, here I'm using a low rack eyeshadow palette. So by the way, I don't recommend you buy this particular one because it has a lot of shimmers. And the best thing for you if you're, oh my God, quasi beginner is that you use a mattes are better. But for this, we already have the base. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick, oh my God, okay, like the top colors here, probably this one or like one of these browns, warm browns here, and then just put it on top of this. Okay, I'm just gonna use my finger to be honest because it's easier. And I realized too that this is not exactly even what I do when I don't do this usually actually. But the other day I did it and we pick a shimmer and you put on top of it just to, it's not, you see, it gives an interesting effect. You just blend it over the matte color. So, but again, the idea is like, especially as you get older, you don't put shimmers, it just doesn't, okay, okay. Now I'm gonna get a black pencil. So you see, it takes time because it's not a one time. It's like, no, let me just have black pencil. Just find a black pencil. Here it is again. The same elf. No, it can go in with black. And again, we're gonna blend. We're gonna blend. Let me find the blending thing. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting closer, right? So now let's go do this. I use a brow pencil. Also, everything else, right? It's called probably, I think it's called neutral brown or I forgot the name of it. It's just say here sometimes. I don't know the name, but it's like a medium brown, neutral brown, something like that. I usually do this at the beginning, but whatever, right? Okay. So now when I look at this, I mean, guys, there's things that this is just kind of like a really quick look. It's not perfect, but immediately I know, it feels like I want it to be pink. I need pink. I feel like it's too brown, too dark. So I want to use now, let's just find let's see, random now. This is also, okay, this is guys, by the way, I'm not off topic, but I always struggled it because it crumbles. It's a blush, it's a bronzer by L'Oreal. It's really, all the makeup artists talk about it because it's really it's inexpensive relative to the expensive ones, and it's really a great, I agree, it's a fantastic color. Okay. And it really will warm you up. For me, it does anyway. It's but you see, the idea, remember that, oh, look, it cracked already. Yeah. So I learned that I have to put alcohol and then let it dry because the second one that breaks so easily is so annoying. So you keep like, so you see it's warming up here. Okay, it's like you do it. Some makeup artists call it the C. You make a C here. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, so it's warmer, and then I'm just gonna do like this is I know it's not me. Some people like what they're gonna think I'm crazy or they won't believe me, but it's new for me to use lip liner because I have big lips anyway. And I used to think until like a month ago, I guess, that you had to put the lip liner had to be the same color as your lip, either your lip color or the lipstick. Oh, now I'm like, no, you don't. So you can experiment. I don't like very dark, but oh, I need to play like, okay, so this is a little, the makeup is a little heavy, but it's okay. You know what's first time I'm showing you this stuff. Okay, so I'm just sure. And this is also e.l.f. The color is called Badass Beige, and it's a very pale beige color. Now, then you can go put a kind of a not different color, like, oh, for me, it's new. I blended my finger. You know what, guys, to be honest, I think the makeup for today is a little dark. I normally would not make something so dark, but you see like what happens, right? So now this is, I like to use also a mascara primer. It's basically a white lid thing. I don't know why. This is something I used to not. I've never. A couple months ago, I started using it, and it makes a big difference. I see. Because mascara is such a big deal, to be honest. So, oh, what happens is then I use here. This is a Princess Lash. For by Essence. These are all by Essence. It's also very inexpensive. So, okay, so let's cover up the oil because it bothers me this oil situation. Okay. So interesting. Yeah, guys, it's interesting. It's again, I still feel like it's a little dark for me. It's so weird. And now I use so this color is like I ordered a couple of already. It's by Shane. It's called Plot Twist. It's this perfect. I think this is the perfect lip color for me. It's sort of a coral, but you can see how I was telling you it needs to warm up. I have pale skin relatively, but it's olive, I think. So here's my trusted Orangina, whatever. It's the orange color corrector for the eye I use on the lip. You see, it's amazing. It will instantly warm things up. Okay, so see, it's kind of interesting, right? And then I like doing this too. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I like the eyes are really honestly too dark, but you got the idea, right? All right. So, okay, all right, guys. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go to the regular video now, right? So, is there something? There's something missing here. I don't know what it is. You know, is it the eye? Okay, I know what's missing. I know it's like really detailed here, but okay, this is actually what usually is used as a lip pencil. I'm gonna use this a little bit very light, not very light, like you can use the bronzer color for this too to go under the eye to like give it something. Okay, because it makes your eyes look big. I have pretty small eyes. Anyway, guys, I'm not loving, to be honest, I'm not loving today's look, but it's okay, right? Why is that? I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's because I need to dye my hair. I don't know what it is. But anyway, guys, so that's it for now. Okay, maybe I need that hair, like, you know, the hairband thingy. Not this one, another one. Maybe this is it. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I put a different thing on. I'm gonna put some spray, okay, to give it a more dewy look. And we are. Okay. Oh, weird. Okay, I'm looking weird today. My hair is kind of weird. Forget about the hair. Oh, look how much of sweat already. Mm. Oh my God. Okay, all right. So let's start. Let's start the other video. All right. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye. Prayer and energy time. Let's use this time to send energy to people healing and going through complex health challenges. Their bodies need the energy we send them. Bo, recuperating from intestinal surgery at the Mount Sinai Hospital, battling cancer and winning. I spoke to her today and I felt her mother telling me she will survive and thrive. Cecilia, her sister, visits her daily. Cecilia is herself also battling cancer and she's also winning. Bella is also undergoing cancer treatment. Let's envision her pain free and 100% cancer free. Treatment. Let's send Bo, Cecilia, and Bella energy. Bo, Cecilia, and Bella are fully healed, full of energy, cancer free, and proud to tell this story of great health and recovery. Okay, so just going to be silent for a bit as I send them energy right now. And I hope you do the same. And also, you can think of others that you know, your loved ones, someone that you feel may be in need of energy, and focus on them. Okay? Okay, so let's start. I'll be silent here for a little bit. Thank you again. Let's create this circle of energy around them. And so it is.